Alright folks, this is Brian again. Hope you're doing well. Let me move this. Today we're going to be looking at a line laser parking lot striper. Customer said everything was going good and all of a sudden he lost pressure. Usually in a situation where it just automatically loses pressure, everything's going good, something's stuck in the pump. So we're going to look at that today, see what we got. Before we get started, as always, if you ever watch any of my videos, this is a working shop. I don't do the videos full time. I have to have something to pay the bills, and that is what I'm doing with these machines. So that means from time to time I have to stop my videos in order to help a customer on the phone or in person. Otherwise I try to run my video straight through so you can see what's going on. And as always, make sure safety is priority with whatever you're doing. I want to make sure you're safe when you're doing whatever you're doing. And at no time, anything that I show you is a substitute for taking your equipment to a certified shop. I'm showing you things that can help you out on the job to get your job done. So let's say you're using this machine, all of a sudden you lose pressure. And this is going to hold true for a lot of machines, not just line stripers. But you're spraying along, and all of a sudden, boom. It just wants to lose pressure and not build pressure anymore. Alright, so like I said, this is probably something stuck in the pump. This may be a really short video. It may not. Possibility the packets could be blown out completely. Don't know. First thing we're going to do on this machine, we're going to take off this inlet hose here at the bottom. That's great. I don't like... Can't get this off with this still attached to it. All of this won't pivot around, so we're going to lock this back in. Now we're going to see if we can get it to come loose. Now the whole fluid section's turned. One more try. I'm going to do it without knocking the phone down. There we go. Now we're going to take this off. So this is still holding water, but that's running water. That shouldn't be running water out like that, because with the ball in place, it should close it off. Just like there's a ball in this, and if I push up on the ball, you're going to see the water run. So this is the same situation inside here. There's a ball covering up a hole, and with the ball sitting in place, it shouldn't leak. This is full of water. So if I push up on it, just like a piece of debris stuck on that ball, you see the water coming out just like it was a second ago on that. So this is more than likely okay, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I'll try to show it to you anyway. Yes. If you look down inside of those little circles, you see white bits of paint. All of them giblets of paint can cause this to not build pressure because they'll get stuck in the ball. So I'm gonna reach in here and try to pull this out. Not gonna come out easily. It's gonna fight me. So stick this down inside. Tap, tap, tap. Now you might be able to see it. The residue is just sitting in there. It's like, yeah, it's not going to want to focus. There you go. You see them 4 spots sitting down there. That's just buildup of paint. We're going to dig that stuff out of there. And like I said, what I'm showing you here is not just due or exclusive to the line stripers. There's all crap that I was talking about. That'll definitely stop it from building pressure. It impedes that ball from moving up and down properly. But this is not just exclusive to line stripers. This is every paint sprayer that's piston. This trash like this breaks off and it gets stuck in the upper and lower ball. And When it does, the balls can't move, and if the balls can't sit down, then it doesn't want to maintain pressure. If the balls are stuck in place, they can't build the pressure. So we're going to put all that back in place. But typically, if you got something stuck in here on any of these sprayers, the way to take care of that easily is while it's running, if you hit this with a hammer like you're driving a nail, or hit this with a hammer like you're driving a nail, it'll usually knock the trash out of the way. But if the trash is long enough, it wedges into that ball in the seat and it doesn't do any good. So you have to take it apart like I'm doing now. Take something skinny and long, stick it up in there, and do that right there. Punch it against that upper ball in there. And it will usually, you do this a few times, it will usually knock whatever debris was in there out of the way. Now, on a small machine, you can lean it over and look in there and see. I can't lean this whole machine over, so the only other recourse I got would be to take it off and physically look inside. And I don't really want to do that, so it's simple enough to do what I just did right there and put this back together, and then take it outside and see if it builds pressure. If it does, you're done. That's it. That's literally all you had to do to accommodate the problem. But like I said, a lot of times when a machine goes from everything's going good, everything's going good, pressure's good, pressure's good, pressure's good, all of a sudden, boom, no pressure. Something is stuck in the lower ball, which is actually a valve, or the upper ball, which is a valve, an on-off valve. I'm going to squirt a little oil in here, and that just helps seal that ball so when you start suctioning, you're not doing it dry. But the way these balls work, when the piston goes up, the upper ball, let me see if I got a piston. Yeah, this is a lot bigger than the machine, but this is a good example. So something similar to this is inside, but on a much smaller scale. So the paint goes in here, and this is where I was sticking that pin up inside, and I was pushing. There's a ball that sits in here. I was pushing on it, and it was knocking that ball around inside of that hole. But when the piston goes up, the ball in here is forced down to the end of the outlet valve. The ball in here is sucked up so that the material goes inside of here. When the piston comes down, this ball gets pushed up, and the paint comes out of these holes right here to the rest of the pump. And at the same time, that ball is pushed down. When it's pushed down, the paint can't go back. So when one of these balls is not functioning properly, like this one's stuck in the up position, the paint's just going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth as the piston's going up and down. If it's stuck in the down position, it'll draw vacuum and you can't pull any material. This one, same situation. If this ball gets stuck in the up position, when you try to pull up, there's no suction created, so it's not actually pulling anything. It's like trying to use a straw with a crack in it. When this goes down, that ball's supposed to move up and come out of the paint, comes out of the holes, but if the ball is stuck, the paint won't come back out of the hole and flow through. So that's how the piston and pump actually works. So a very small, there's not very much clearance between that ball and the seat. Because there's not much clearance, it doesn't take much to stop that ball from moving up and down. So I'm going to put it all back together. And then I'm going to take it outside. And you're not going to be able to watch me because it's hard to do this with these machines and hold the camera at the same time. But what I will try to do is take it outside, get it running, build pressure, and then I'll start the video back so that you can see that it's actually building pressure from just cleaning it out like that. And which is why, especially on traffic machines, marking paint, these hoses right here will build up paint on the inside. And when they build up on the inside, that stuff begins to break off over time. And when it does, it wedges into a ball at the bottom or a ball at the top. But speaking of buildup, I'm going to show you something else. This is a cutout of a pickup hose off of another line striper. Excuse me. The guy said that it's building pressure, but it loses pressure and it just can't keep up. So first thing I did was take the pickup tube off and look inside, because again, these will build up paint no matter how well you wash it. There's a residue and it'll come down here and settle. Cut the hose in half, and this is what I see on the inside. You can see all these different layers of paint, mostly white, some black, white traffic paint, and that little bitty hole. So that's the size it should be on the inside, pulling that material in. But over time, the buildup, this is what you get. So it's just trying to pull it into that little, maybe a 1/4 inch hole, and as thick as traffic paint is, it don't want to move. So that's like going from drinking a milkshake with a regular milkshake straw to trying to drink a milkshake with a coffee stirrer. Can't do it. So keep your machines clean, and in a situation like this, if debris breaks loose from in here, it'll wedge in the bond and you lose pressure. So I'm going to take it outside, we'll see what we got, and I'll report back. So there we go. Simple as that. Just a piece of trash stuck in the pump. If you guys got any questions or comments, you can drop them here. You could also find me on Facebook if you got any questions. A lot of times Facebook is a lot better because I can actually get pictures and videos to see what your problems are, and I help a lot better there. You guys be safe. Call your mama, tell you love her.